Have you ever seen the moon in the night sky turn blood red? At 3 in the morning, when you walk to the window and look up at the familiar full moon in the sky, suddenly it transforms into a dark red fireball. At that moment, wouldn't you wonder if you were standing at the opening scene of some apocalyptic sci-fi movie? On September 7th, 2025, this scene will truly unfold. No special effects, no filters, only a curtain of darkness and fire drawn by nature itself, the blood moon. This is a global event. According to NASA's predictions, this lunar eclipse will be the most widely visible in the past decade, covering nearly 77% of Earth's population, about 2 billion people will look up together at this dark red moon. Imagine it, billions of eyes all gazing at the same target on the same night. It is a profound moment of connection between humanity and the universe. Based on calculations from NASA and observatories, this lunar eclipse will begin at 11:42 p.m. Beijing time on September 7th. At that moment, the moon will just enter Earth's penumbra, dimming slightly. Most people will not even notice. But the true drama begins an hour later. At 12:39 a.m., the partial eclipse starts. A black notch appears on the bright edge of the moon, as if the shadow of the sky has bitten into it. As time passes, the shadow spreads, and the silvery disk of the moon is gradually devoured. At 1:30 a.m., totality begins. The entire moon sinks into Earth's umbra, suddenly turning into a dark red gem. NASA's simulations show that at this moment the moon's brightness will plummet to 1,000th of its usual level. But it will not vanish. Instead, it will glow with an eerie red light. This red glow does not come from the moon itself, but from Earth's atmosphere. When sunlight passes through the atmosphere, short wavelength blue light is scattered away, while the longer red and orange wavelengths bend around Earth's edges and are refracted into the umbra, casting a blood-colored halo onto the moon. In other words, what we see as the blood moon is actually the combined glow of billions of sunrises and sunsets on Earth projected onto the lunar surface. NASA notes that this totality phase will last 82 minutes from 1:30 am to 2:52 am. This is unusually long compared to typical lunar eclipses, which often last only a few dozen minutes. By 4:41 am, the moon will finally emerge completely from the penumbra, restoring its familiar silver glow. The coverage of this event is astonishing. From Asia and Southeast Asia to East Africa, Western Australia, and much of Europe, people will be able to see it clearly. In the Americas, however, the moon will not have risen, so it can only be witnessed online through live broadcasts. In other words, this is almost a worldwide synchronous celestial feast. Scientists remind us that the color of a blood moon is not fixed. It depends on Earth's atmospheric conditions. If the air is clear, the moon will appear a bright orange-red. But if the atmosphere is full of volcanic ash, dust, or smoke, it will look darker, deeper, even nearly blackish red. That means every blood moon is a real-time reflection of Earth's atmospheric quality. Some researchers even call it a mirror of Earth's atmosphere. NASA also points out that this eclipse occurs just 7 days after perigee, when the moon is closest to Earth, so the moon will appear slightly larger than usual. Though not enough to qualify as a supermoon, its visual impact will still be stronger. And a rare coincidence, during the eclipse, Saturn will be visible alongside the moon. If you look up, you may see a steady, golden yellow star shining near the red moon. That is Saturn, at its brightest. This blood moon plus Saturn combination will add a strange and beautiful backdrop to the celestial show. Even more mysterious, astronomers have found that during a total lunar eclipse, the temperature on the moon's surface drops by hundreds of degrees. From scorching heat under direct sunlight, it plunges within minutes to below 70 degrees. The rocks on the lunar surface expand and contract with the sudden change, forming fine cracks. In other words, a lunar eclipse is not just a visual spectacle, but also a fiery and icy trial for the moon itself. In ancient times, blood moons always filled people with fear. In China, there were legends of the celestial dog devouring the moon, and people would beat drums to drive away the darkness. In medieval Europe, a blood moon was seen as a sign of war or disaster. Now we know it is simply a play of light and shadow. Yet even so, when we truly stand under the night sky and gaze at that burning red moon, an indescribable awe still rises in our hearts. That's it for today's video, friends. If you found this video helpful or interesting, don't forget to hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel Knowledge Pills and Info Pills for more amazing and informative content.